11:05. So I will share my screen and let's start our Scrum. So good morning everyone. I'll be sharing the Scrum today with help of Mas Gani as recorder. Can I delegate the secretary to you, Tara, because Mas Rizal is not here. So
Okay.
after you guys, she can secretary. Okay. Um, I'm opening. I'm seeing the campaign stack, and I'm opening MI1 phone and WhatsApp campaign. So I will update this. So I already update the funnel. The list is growing up to 108. The response is going up to 32, and the meeting is 7. And the ratio of the response is going up to 29%, but the meeting ratio is still it's up also from before is 20, now is 21. So what did I do? So I changed my message to be more like to make the conversation more like intimate and personalized. So I'm not like giving all information first, but I'm asking one by one, so you can see on the activity before and after. So on the before, I give all our information, and on the after, I fit the leads one information. I think it's lower the conversion because I message it like more personalized, but I think it's increasing the engagement of the leads itself. So I think that's all my update. Anyone have comments on this funnel? Any comments or thoughts? Okay, all good. Yeah, all good. Okay, welcome, Mas Rizal. You're about in time. So now I'm opening MI3 website campaign. Over to Mas Gani for the update.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, I would like to give updates about the message website campaign. So right now the traffic on landing page and WordPress page is increasing. As you can see now, the traffic on landing page is 637 and WordPress is 114 page view, but um, the responder on the conversion ratio is still not increased yet. And for the next plan is I will fix the header page based on Tara analysis, use Bahasa for the language and to reduce the bounce rate. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the update about the website campaign.
Okay,
If you guys have a question or one suggestion, please comment on this card.
okay. Anyone has any comment for this card? Okay, I think I have. So you say that the funnel is increasing. Do you have any like analysis of why this is increasing?
I
Do you
think
have updates on the website? Do you have any changes?
on the changes, yeah, before I already attached on the activity below. So I move the form into the top of the header and you and add the videos bahasa introduction. But on the uh, apa namanya on the impression, I think Mas Rizal do it well. Use the Facebook ads and yeah, some stuff. So yeah, I think a little bit change on the header only.
Okay, thank you. So a little bit change can affect the funnel. Okay. Thank you, Mas Gani, for the update. Now I'm opening MI5 LinkedIn campaign. So there's not much update. So I see Mas Rizal giving outreach, but I already checked the funnel, but there's no one responding yet. So I already update the funnel to LinkedIn reach to 14 and LinkedIn response to 3. The ratio is slowing down to 21%. And I think that's the update here. Anyone have any comments? No. Okay, all good. Great. Now I'm opening MI4 email campaigns. So Mas Rizal, I think Mas Rizal is freezing. Yeah.
Sorry, Aldo.
Yeah. Okay, Mas Rizal, your update. Mas Rizal. Mas Gani, sorry. Mas Gani, your update, please.
Okay, okay, thank you, Mr. Chan. So I will give the update about the email campaign. So on the final update progress, so the email list is it's getting higher. From I got the email list from Masizar as well, but the outreach is still same as yesterday. It's still 60 email that I have wrote outreach, and the last campaign performance is for the 60 audience. 67% is open, but still zero click. I see that from my analysis, six audience open more than three times, and audiences open more than five times. So my hypothesis is the content and message is okay, but the CTA is not working. So my next plan is I will fix the CTA, make it more convincing, and then send it to a larger audience, which is 90 emails. And yeah, I open for suggestions from everybody, since this campaign is not really working because it's still zero conversion. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have any comments on this card? No comment. Okay. I want to ask something, Mas Gani. So the email list is still growing, right? So
Yeah.
from the 60 to 90, and you also change the email.
Mhm.
But so if is the every changes, every new blast is it is the same email. So the first funnel will always get the email, or what?
No, on the email campaign 1 until third is I send a different emails, a different audience. But on the last email campaign, on the fourth email campaign, I bless all of the audience, which is 60 emails.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. So because my I think that if you like bless all the audience is the same, like that may be considered as spam.
I see. Okay, thank you, Mr. Richard. Yeah.
Okay, that is from email campaigns. Now I'm opening Facebook group post. So MI2, Mas Rizal, the floor is yours for the update.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. My update is I already uh, post about 41 to 41 post, and then we got two response basically, and the conversion rate is only 4%, but we also got one meeting, which is I believe Mak Wayan is already scheduled a meeting by today ya Mak ya, for the
Yeah.
Pak Komang from the Seminyak leads. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all from this update. But yeah, from as you can see, the conversion rate from the response is still low. So my concern is probably the content is sometimes it's neat, sometimes it's fit, sometimes it's not. But yeah, maybe I will have a discussion with Mas Gani and Sarah about the how to we can go better on the conversion and the response rate.
Okay.
I think that's from the Facebook group post campaign. And yeah, I will move directly, Aldo. I6 Facebook ads post. So my update is, yeah, the impression is getting higher and the clicks also getting higher, but we still got a zero conversion. And I believe my friction is already, I already write down on the comment is um, based on the objective basically, like awareness is my assumption is not fit with the using a landing page, but it will more fit with using message, because it will less a journey if we choose awareness. Yeah, that's my assumption basically. And Yeah, I think that's all from my update. Yeah, back to Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So I think you need to consult with Gani and Tara about the ads, and also if there is already a solution on updates, you can update it on the card. Okay. Yeah, for Tujing.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. While we were going through that, I actually was setting a new best practice. So when you update your card, whoever's the campaign project champion, please make sure that the cover card is the statistic card, showing the funnel, not a graph or whatever, because it makes it kind of hard to qualify the campaigns when we just see activity and not result. So whatever you do, make sure that after you've done update, move the funnel update to the cover. Okay, so that's one. The second thing, and I'd like the chair to actually be in the practice of doing this from time to time, is should we re-rank all the campaigns now based on effectiveness? Okay, back to the chair.
Okay, I think for the re-rank itself, we can do it at the final scrum. So after we see all the updates, let's see from MI1. I think it's one of the most effective campaign for the from the upper funnel to the bottom funnel. But I want to move this Facebook group post campaign because the conversion is 50%. So
Yep.
I'd like to move it up to second place.
Yep. Very good.
Okay, and let's see what we can move again. I think that's all for the movement. I think MI2 deserves to be on the
Yep.
second rank. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it.
Yep. Yeah, that looks great.
Okay. Okay. Any comments or any yeah from Tujing?
What question, Aldo? Why is MI6 below MI4?
MI6 RIC. Okay, so I think
It's an open question. It wasn't a leading
um,
question. It's open. Yeah.
okay. Maybe over to Mas Gani. What do you think?
Okay, so from my perspective, email campaign and Facebook ads post campaign is both still zero conversion, but on the Facebook ads post, there is a result which is high number of clicks, at least high number of clicks. But on the email campaign is I don't know, still zero clicks. So yeah, I think
I
that's
think
it.
to make it more clear, I think on the next Scrum you can put the click on this funnel too, so we can see how
Okay.
is the email conversions going. Because on the ads itself, we also see the click one. I
Okay.
think we can do a little bit math to see which is which. So for okay, so from the Facebook ads post, we see that there is 1% of click ratio for the impressions. And how about the email campaign, Mas Gani? How many clicks do you have?
Sorry, email campaign?
Yeah, for the email campaign, how many clicks do you have
It's
for the
zero.
how many clicks, Mas?
Yeah, it's still. It's,
Oh, it's zero. Okay. So I
okay, so okay, on the email campaign there is two variable which is open email and then click. So
okay.
on the open ratio it is 67% open the email, but 0%
Oh, I see.
click.
Oh,
Okay.
so the click itself is uh according to the CTA itself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think you can add both of
Hmm.
that funnel.
Yeah, okay.
So I think because of the email campaign has more opens,
Hmm.
I think the email campaign is going to be on the up Okay, let's write down on the activity section. Ratio impression to click percent, and on the email campaign ratio outreach to respond, outreach to open is 67%. Okay, I think that's all for the ranking of the campaign.
Mhm.
I think that's all for our Scrum. Before we move to discussion management, I'd like to choose the chair for. Oh yeah, Jing to Jing, yeah.
Next thing, okay, working on time management. Now, what the devil? Oh, I got a feedback second. Okay. Could we move on? Okay, thank you. So, I think for this related to time management, everyone, this now tells you how you should manage your time. Okay. This morning I got together with Rizal to plan essentially a calendar. So part of that was if it's a first priority campaign, that should take up, let's say, maybe 15% of your time budget every month. If it's a second priority campaign, maybe that only takes up maybe 9 to 10% of your time every month, right? And then keep some of your time available for meetings, for collaboration, for whatever. But you should be seeing now your schedule alignment with the campaign alignment. So if you do see a lot of your time is working on a low priority campaign, that is your own choice, right? If you don't deliver the result, you can gamble. You can say, hey, look, I'm going to spend 40 hours to get this Facebook thing to finally work, right? And it could work, but at least you're conscious that you're making a more risky decision now on where to budget your time, okay? What I hope this can do now is offer clarity on how to set your schedules. And then you can always make sure that you deliver your SLAs and you spend most of your time on things that are the highest probability of delivering your SLA. Okay? Okay, cool. All right, back to the chair.
Is there any comments or feedbacks about the Scrum? No? Okay. I will choose Mas Gani for the next chair, Tara for the next secretary, and me as the next recorder. So I think that's all for the Scrum. I'll stop sharing the Trello boards and lupa dibuka. Wait a moment before I open discussion management. Okay. Okay. Let me scroll a bit. So I see on this the first table ask me the hard questions that nobody seems to know. If you have any hard questions that nobody wants to that nobody has the answer and maybe you think Jing has the answer, you can write down the questions. Okay, I think that's a quick trivia. Okay, scroll. Let's see. I'd like to give the floor to Mas Gani about the discussion that you asked me on Slack. So it is on this, right?
Yeah.
In this, okay. Over to Mas Gani for the discussion.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So basically, I just want to need a clarification about this one. So this thread from Mas Rizal that he got insight from Andre about biggest inquiry traffic from guests, which is first for Airbnb, Facebook, Instagram, and Booking.com. And I see that Rizal proposed to assign member to work in Airbnb and Facebook. And so I already answered that okay on the reduce the number of inquiry of on Airbnb. So okay, I can handle half of it. And how about the content doctor from the less revenue, and also for the creative Facebook post group. Okay, I can handle it as well. So I just need clarification about the member assignment. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Maybe over to Mas Rizal for the more what on this?
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I also previously I came up with this idea, right? But later than that, I also see from the BI initiative that want to assign us to create impression and then create inquiries and then the conversion and also the booking is from HR side. But probably I will come up with a new question then. So this is only a little idea basically, but from the BI is like a big idea that we can also work with the another chapter. Maybe my next question is offer to Jing sir. Is this my idea is still relevant or we want to focus on the BI initiative?
Okay. It's actually very relevant. It just happens within the structure of the BI campaign. So this would be a pivot happening within a campaign. And Mr. Aldo, if I may share, I'll give you guys an update on what we have planned. Okay. So the thing that we're doing right now um, is in line with the theme of the month, which is to survive. Now, here's kind of like the overall goal. So we've seen that this works in marketing. Now that you guys are working together as a team, then everyone knows what they're supposed to do, and we're getting output. Okay. Why is it getting better? Because before everybody worked as a solo player, right? Everybody was working on the entire campaign by themselves and hoping for a solo result. So that's not really good breakdown. So now, what if we add more teamwork to this idea? Okay. So what if we use the entire company to get a sale done? So we coordinate it right now through BI, through sales campaigns. So as you can see here, there is 7 active campaigns. And what this will change in terms of marketing is that part of your focus now, the majority of your focus should go into revenue producing, short-term revenue producing activity. Okay. So previously you guys are focused on long-term revenue producing activity, getting properties in different countries, whatever. But due to the uncertainty of what we're facing here in Bali, we don't know when things are going to get back to normal. And we said originally 18 months, but now I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen. So the strategy right now is, all right, if we don't know when it's going to happen, then we need to stabilize our own boat first. We need to stop sinking, okay? So we're going to work on overall campaigns that improve the sales. You guys still do what you do, but just focus a little bit more on things that produce more quick revenue, okay? So there's all these different campaigns. I'll bring you through an example. So let's say we have a Facebook ad campaign, okay? So we have a Facebook ad campaign to bring in revenue. Awareness is done through Rizal. He's going to be targeting potential guests, okay? That potential Bukit Vista guests for our properties. So we will look at the number of ads that he publishes and the number of impressions that he brings in per month. That's his KPI. Then Gani and Tar are in charge of turning those ads into inquiries. Nadine's in charge of turning those inquiries into reservations. Andre's in charge of turning the reservations into checkouts, which results in revenue for us. And then Cynthia turns those checkouts into reviews, into loyalty. And then that review goes back up to Rizal again, and he uses that to run his campaigns and bring us more guests again, okay? So that is naturally done automatically inside Airbnb, but we're gonna need to do this funnel for all the other campaigns, okay? So I believe in the very beginning, what will happen is this. Remember when BI won some awards for Facebook probes from some other campaigns that they did before? We're going to now work on those campaigns as a company. So somebody, Rizal will be posting probe listings, and then the next layer will be getting the inquiries from those probe listings. The next layer will be getting the check-ins, and so on and so forth. So that's essentially what the lineup looks like. Now, to reduce Facebook inquiries is something that you guys can work on. Let's say Gani works on, and it will help on all 3 Facebook campaigns, right? So whatever you can do to optimize less inquiries and get more, let's say, I don't think there's an instant book on Facebook yet, right? So there's no option to do that. But whatever you can do to, let's say, streamline that process, get more of that traffic from Facebook to turn into inquiries, that's what you work on, right? Same as what you're doing right now. So it's just that right now, we're going to change the flavor of the traffic. The traffic, instead of being primarily owners, is going to be more guests. What I predict is that you guys will see a lot more success because, let's face it, not a lot of owners use Facebook to make decisions right now, right? But a lot of guests use Facebook and Instagram to make decisions. We just had a talk with Pat Yudi at Despacito. He confessed to us he hates social media, right? I put his video up there so everyone can see it too. So I believe if we shift this audience demographic, we should be able to actually see some better results. Not right away, because it'll take us some time to learn how it works, but that's essentially the idea. So these sales funnels are now managed from BI, and then I guess everybody participates in it, right? You guys just look at the progression as it moves from stage to stage to stage, and make sure that we're moving from traffic to inquiries. And then after that, the other chapters take over, right? And remember, the SLAs are already there. So after you bring in a certain amount of traffic, we should be able to get our goal because Nadine is in charge of converting inquiries into bookings. Andre's in charge of getting those 5-star reviews, right, from the people who booked and getting people to check in. And then Cynthia is in charge of the review process, right? How many 5-star reviews you get at what quality. But everyone depends on the other person in order to get their job done. So Gani depends on Rizal to bring in traffic. Nadine depends on Gani to bring in inquiries. Andre depends on Nadine to bring in checkouts and revenue. Cynthia depends on Andre to do good posting and make sure that everybody's in. Does that make sense? So everyone's kind of locked together now. Yes, over to Gani.
Okay, I need more explanation, sir. So, what is the different level between me and Rizal? So, Rizal is post the ads into the group, but I made the content. Am I right? Or
Yep. So Rizal will be in charge of distribution, and you, Gani, will be in charge of making sure that the content in that is well suiting for that particular. So activity, look, it's the same thing that you do. It's always conversion. How do you convert impressions into actual inquiries? Okay, so if Rizal puts a bunch of posts in a Facebook group and none of it is converting, then Tara and you need to analyze why is it not converting, right? Why are we not getting any inquiries or any responses back to these posts? And then you guys will then, I think Tara should work on discovery and prioritization. Why is it not converting and what can we do to make it better? Gani then works on the problem-solving execution. Gani goes, oh, it's because we need Bahasa Indonesia content, or we need more graphics, or we need a more enticing hero photo, that type of thing. And then as you guys improve the content quality, then that goes into Rizal's next posts, and you should see better conversions. Does that make sense? Okay.
yeah.
So Rizal posts, but you control the content at which he posts in order to get the maximum inquiries.
Okay, sir. Please be clear.
Yeah. It's pretty much exactly what you're doing right now.
Mm.
Okay. And then Aldo. Aldo's is probably like, what do I do, right? So Aldo, what you work on is still the same, right? What we work on is Aldo will work on getting inquiries for properties that are ready to produce revenue quickly. So right now, you guys are focusing on 2 deals a month, right? We're going to modify that SLA. It needs to be 2 deals a month that produce revenue within the month, right? Not deals that produce revenue 6 months later or deals that like take a long time. So we need to really focus in on what properties are going to be the fastest to produce revenue, okay? This then still goes into Aldo's funnel, and Aldo will be still looking at how to convert revenue-ready supply. So supply that is ready to produce revenue, okay? And what that will mean is that we probably need to get some people over to Bali to help out with on-the-ground canvassing, because that type of product that's ready to produce revenue is generally a newly constructed building. And there's a lot of those coming out too as well. And I need probably somebody to start working on that canvassing too as well, to so that Aldo can get some success. So we will have two streams of income. One stream is focusing on guests and getting the supply to fall through the existing funnel, right? But then what happens when the guest doesn't want to stay in one of our properties? Then we need to go and find a new property, right, that is more suitable. So we need to have both funnels working. We need to have a supply acquisition that is suitable for guests that don't pass the first funnel. Does that make sense? Okay, so then there's much more coordination now between the guest funnel and the supply funnel. Because what we have now is that the supply funnel is not reactive to the demand. Am I correct? The supply is just whatever we think we want to get, but it's not necessarily matched to what the demand actually wants. So we need to connect these two funnels such that, let's say, if we don't get a deal, then we go and we start searching for a property that will get this person to get a deal in. And we target our thing to specifically Bali, to specifically getting something not ready for an entire market, just ready for one guest, right? Who is willing to pay. Okay? That's how we bring in revenue. Okay. Aldo, was that your question? Okay.
It's actually one of my questions, but I'd like to see. So, Mas Gani, do you know the whole campaigns of BI? Can you share the screen of BI again, sir?
Sure.
So, do you know all the campaigns there, Mas Gani, that cross chapter with in our chapter?
Not yet.
Okay. So there is some campaigns, and I want to know what campaigns that does the inter chapter with us. So Mas Gani understands what will they do.
Very good question. So I'll just bring Rizal over today, Rizal, to have this discussion at 4:00 with the team, and then this is the total landscape. So it won't be. I don't think we will be working on all of them with equal priority. Just like we don't work on marketing campaigns all with equal priority. It most likely will be Airbnb will be at the top, right, in terms of its effectiveness, followed by direct bookings that we generally get from Facebook, followed by something else. So we won't. This is how we plan our time, right? So that we don't overload you guys. So we'll come back and tell you which campaigns we need specific results from and specific actions from. In the meantime, just keep on working on what you're doing right now. That's good. That's fine. That at least gets the ball rolling. It's now rolling the ball into the right direction, right? So keep on rolling. Keep on doing what you're doing. Later on, when we decide, okay, we're going to move it to more of this direction, we'll let you guys know. And that will start reflecting on your own marketing campaign cards as well, okay? So this is just an overall framework. It's not going to be equal across each thing. So, okay, cool.
So we expect to have the whole framework on Wednesday, right?
Probably before Wednesday. Probably by tomorrow, you guys will have specific goals on specific campaigns. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jim, for the explanation. So let's see from this thread. Then I think it correlates to the pollings that Jing have. So how did the virtual sync up work out? So Jing, for explanation.
Yeah, just I want to kind of know, how did it work out? Did it work out better or worse? Okay. Or did it save time, or did it take more time? Or what are your thoughts are? Okay.
Okay, let's roll the questions from Tara. What do you think about the virtual sync up? Did you enjoy it?
I think I was supposed to enjoy it, but I actually still went to Whereby at 5 a.m. here. So that's my mistake. I just forgot. But I mean, personally, in my case, yes, it's very helpful that if there would be more virtual sync ups. And then overall, I think it was like the I think it was good. If I'm not wrong, I think everybody executed what was necessary, like putting in their funnel updates and such. And yeah, like I said, the pros is that you can work on your own thing. Like you have more time to spend like on your own tasks. Um, and honestly, like communication was fine because yeah, every time I needed to ask anybody anything, it's just I'll just Slack them, and they respond quite quickly. So in that sense, like collaborating with people hasn't been like slowed down or anything because we did a virtual sync up. I guess like yeah, like I guess a con is you just cannot directly discuss with the chapter if you wanted to speak directly with everybody like in one place. But generally speaking, I think there are more pros. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Thank you, Tara, for your thoughts. Let's see from Mas Gani. What do you think?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So on the virtual sync up, I think it's on the details matter. So you need to more on details on written communication. So correct input the number of progress or something. So write it down on the comment section correctly. And if you need something to stack the people, so I think that's good. And I don't have the cons basically.
Okay. Thank you, Mas Gani, for your thoughts. And over to Mas Rizal.
Yeah, I think the pros is already said by Tara and Gani, but from me is the cons is sometimes we read down the thing is too broad, I guess. So we don't know, we still don't know the conclusion of the discussion in the trial activity, but we are still in the one trial, right? So probably if we try again and use that habit, maybe that can make more fluent on the written communication.
Okay, thank you,
I
Mas.
think that's from me. Back to Mr. Chair.
From me, I think the virtual sync up is it's very great and smooth for the Scrum itself, but I don't think it's really smooth on the discussion management because like so on the Scrum we know what we want to say and what we have to say, but on the discussion management I think it's too like broad. So for the written communication, it's like somehow to become the friction of it because we can really really get the point of the discussion if it's not written correctly. So I think for the Scrum itself is good, but the discussion I think it needs more improvement and maybe like still on the direct communication on the discussion itself. Over to Moyan, what do you think about our virtual sync up?
For the sync up, I think it is to the point that it's very what you call what need to be said and the feedback and stuff. It's very good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Over to Jing, what do you think about the virtual sync up?
Okay, I think it's actually really good, and we can practice it more often, and then eventually I think it'll be perfect. So I agree with Aldo. The discussion management is still kind of clumsy. We're not really sure what the expectation should be. But I think it's actually very simple, everyone. It's just two questions. What should be the priority campaign this week, and what are the biggest frictions, right? And then everyone discusses about that. And that's it, right? And once we've identified it, it's like once we identify who needs help, what campaign needs to be prioritized, then it's kind of easy. Then it's like, okay, focus all the attention on reducing the bounce rate, right? Or focus all the attention on improving the conversion on the LinkedIn from stage 3 to stage 4, right? Whatever it might be. So I think then but I'm trying to come up with a system of the hardest thing on cons is I don't know if everyone understands the context, right? So I'm like, does everyone know where we're going now? The dashboard kind of makes it clear, but then it also needs to be like, does everyone know what needs to be done after we look at the dashboard? So that is the only con, but everything else I think is pretty pro.
Okay, so I think we can come up with the conclusion that this will this virtual sync up be implemented to our future Scrum as our experiment before? What I want to know from Mas Rizal, do you think that this will work if we apply it to our Scrum?
Yes, I think so because it will save more time. We can focus in the other things, and yeah, we still try to get this as fluent as we can, right? So yeah, we have to uh, do the another MVP again.
Okay, over to Mas Gani. What do you think?
Yeah, I think let's continue do it on next Friday. To
Yeah,
yeah,
over to Tara.
Yeah, I agree with the others.
Over to Mo.
Yeah, I think the same with others.
Yeah, in my opinion too. Like so, let's keep the experiment going. Like doing the virtual Scrum every Friday to make us more fluent and see if this virtual sync up really works. That's my opinion. Over to Jing.
I have a suggestion. Since we're about to transition to it, maybe we get more practice. Let's try doing this. Let's try a false virtual scrum on Wednesday. So we pretend it's like going to be a virtual scrum, but we still meet and we meet only for, let's say, half an hour, right? And most of it is to just practice getting more fluent at virtual scrum. So we sort of start moving half of the Wednesday scrum into virtual, and then we just see, okay, does it actually work, right? Uh, if it works virtually, then I think it works. So the way to do that, my suggestion is that we meet at 11:30, right? So we don't take the first part because whatever. We meet at 11:30, and then we just discuss, did that work on its own? Did we even have to get together? And if we didn't have to get together, that means we're getting more and more fluent. If we still have to meet and be like, I still don't understand what you said, or like your written communication wasn't clear, or the discussion wasn't being discussed, then I think we need to sync up again. So my proposal is we meet again Wednesday 11:30, but by 11 o'clock everything should be ready, and by 11:30, let's say everything is done, and then the 3 o'clock deadline will really kick in, right? Because if we can do it by 11:30, then we probably will get it done by 3 o'clock. So let's try that. Let's try to compress the Friday Scrum to normally we do all discussion is done by 3 o'clock, and all updates is done. All updates is done 11. Discussion is done at 3, right? So that we see all the activity. But let's try to compress that. All updates are done at 11. All discussion is done at 11:30, and then we see if it works. If it works, then I think we can release Wednesday, the next iteration, to virtual, and then we can probably release Monday to virtual, and then maybe we just meet once every 2 weeks, right? And that will really release, and that will allow more time for people to focus.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think I am agree with the proposal. Let's see from everyone. Would you second Jing's motion? Please raise your hand. If you second the motion, please raise your hand. Tara, you agree with the motion of proposing Wednesday to virtual Scrum? Okay, Mas Rizal, I cannot see your hand. Where is your hand? Mana Mas Rizal?
Yeah, yeah.
So everyone, moving fast. Please, secretary, please write on the discussion management paper that we will do virtual sync up on Wednesday.
Partial virtual. So
Partial,
yeah.
partial virtual. So by 11, the update is already there, and by 11:30, the comments and the discussion is already done. And 11:30 we meet. Okay, thank you, Secretary. Let's move to Tara's discussion. Okay, Tara, there are two discussions that you would like to do. Let's hear from Tara.
Okay, thank you. So I was looking, obviously, that's all I do. I just look at the landing page every day, basically. And I know, like, after looking at a resource that I think Mas Gani got from Mas Rizal about reducing bounce rate, I learned that one of the most important things is making sure that your content is concise and also you cannot have too much content. And after looking at the landing page, um, it mentions a lot at the end. It has a lot to do with the bigger app. And I was just asking because you guys know fully, how like a partnership works like within Bukit Vista better than me. I'm just asking how vital is it that we mention what the bigger app does on this specific landing page? I was wondering maybe we can just make a different page for it and then we include like a link or a button. Just like if you want to learn more about the app, we can just put that on the landing page and then they can be led to that if they really want to find out more about like how the bigger app works, because I think it gets a bit too confusing and they might think, I don't know, I feel like it might be throwing them off that there's just so much content because you're trying to explain how property management works and all these things, and you're also trying to explain how this app works. And I mean, and honestly, half the time, I don't even think if they make it down that far, like scrolling down to the point where the app explanation is. So I just wanted to ask, like, is my assumption correct that it's not as vital to put it in this landing page? Just so that I can confidently tell that to Mazgani, because I don't want to like, screw anything that you guys have here, Like I said, I don't know how partnership works as well as everyone. So yeah.
Okay, so my opinion, so I think this could be like a sub discussion between you and Mas Gani about the website campaign. But let's hear from another one. So let's hear from Mas Rizal. What do you think about Tara's opinion?
Um, yes, I agree. Since our bigger app is not ready yet, so we can separate that. Or yeah, I agree to move that to the
Okay.
spirit page basically.
Thank you.
Okay, over to Mas Gani.
Okay, thank you, Mr. J. So, we still showing our bigger apps as a feature, not a benefit. So, yeah, I remember what Jing said before that on the campaign we should tell people about what is the benefit use our service, what is the owner get, what is the owner get. So yeah, I'm start thinking like that. So yeah, probably we can declutter the bigger apps thing from the landing page, move it to another new landing page, and just show the benefit only. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Mas Gani, for your opinion. Maybe I want to ask opinion from Wayan, maybe from owner perspective about our landing page for the bigger app. Do you think that is necessary or
think based on my experience, like that it should be separate, like the next, like separated, because owner only care about the bigger when they get the booking and want to see where is their money. So it's like a next step. Like it's not like the first. So yeah.
I see? Okay, thank you, Moen. So yeah, I think I agree with Moen. So like on the landing page, we don't really need to show all the features of bigger. Like maybe we can just mention a brief introduction to be bigger that. So we have bigger, but it's not like the full whole explanation of features of biggers. bigger because the app itself is not really work for the selling itself. Maybe over to Jing or opinion.
I think this. Oh wait. I think if not too much. I think that you can like if you want to find out more, here is the link of the bigger one to learn it.
Yeah,
Then it's like enough. Yeah.
yeah, agree. Over to Jing for thoughts.
Okay. At the very beginning, Aldo, I was surprised that you said it was a sub discussion between Gani and Tara, but I think you should be in that one too because your product, right? So, yes, I think you guys are on the right track, Tara. And I want to say this is stepping on toes, and it's also being the hero at the same time. So this is really good. You're absolutely right. That is not adding too much value to, let's say, a owner at the moment as a feature, unless you sell benefit, right? You don't sell features. Like if you think about, okay, I'm gonna buy let's say you're gonna buy some running shorts, or you're gonna buy some sunglasses or whatever. You don't need to know that the sunglasses were coated with this type of film, and this is like some sort of whatever, some super high technology graphene thing that okay, maybe if you're absolutely in love with that type of idea, that could be a benefit because it makes you feel this is very high tech. But bigger is a feature. It's there to really sort of serve us a lot of the time and simplify our lives. For the owner, it's confusing actually. Like, why is it? It doesn't really strike. You know, maybe you can put bigger on an investor page, right? If you put it on a page like about us, you can put bigger on there, and say, we're so cool. We have our own software app. But for an owner, like, did you ever like buy a MacBook or a computer because it had, pre-installed software on it? Right? Like, okay, that's great, but like, okay, it's not going to be, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're buying the service, not necessarily the bigger. So yeah, probably remove it, let them focus on the benefit, and get them through the funnel. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, thank you, Jing. So the conclusion of this landing page discussion is that we need to reduce the information about our bigger because it's not really affecting for the value. But I will give the time for Tara and Mas Gani to do some discussion about the reducing of the figure itself on the landing page. It for the conclusion and last from Tara.
My other okay.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I was supposed to research is how to like separate the source of where the inquiries are coming from, right? Like, and I still haven't found like a way. I've been trying to do research, but I did come up with an idea for like from now on, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I can't trace past inquiries or conversions, unfortunately. And I wanted to ask you guys, just in case in the past few days you happen to come across some method or something, because I still have no idea how to do it. My idea is basically in the form on the landing page, we just include a section where you just ask like, where did you just come from? Facebook or friends and family, something like that. You see that a lot in a lot of forums. So I just thought we can do that too. But I have no idea how to. I don't have a method for past conversions, so I don't really have any data for that for my spreadsheet. Not gonna lie. So.
Okay, over to Jing.
I think that's a great idea, actually, Tara, to trace the provenance, trace the source of let's say current inquiries. For past, babe, where did they mostly come from? From canvassing, right? We drove around on motorbikes looking for people who had projects, and we found their contractors, and their contractors gave us the contact of the owner, and that's how we approached the majority of our clients. Some people, like Justin, I believe, came in through the website. He was looking for Bali property rental or whatever. Also, Aura, Aura's owner. Does anybody remember Adam? Adam found us through SEO. He found us through a search engine visit. So that I think I think for a certain type of owner who's, let's say, under 45, I think that's kind of how they use SEO. But most owners are pretty old, or they're not very technologically savvy. So they find us because we found them. We discovered them through offline means, which, from what I've been able to understand, is still the most popular way to find properties in Bali, because that's what Bali Treasure Property does too, and that's how they found most of their partners, through driving around on a motorbike and looking for ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
I see. Hmm.
So,
Um,
yeah, Safari.
Actually, when I was like, I know we're like already at is it 11 over there? I mean 12. I know we're like already over time, but when I meant by past inquiries was just like before this point right now. Like, yeah, like I still don't have a method for just any previous inquiries made online. Actually, like I can only do it from now on. Like this whole form idea that I have. Is that all right? Like basically that was my only issue. Like I can only do it from now on, kind of. Is there much value in trying to figure out how to like recover data from before this point? Okay, cool. That's also another thing I was wondering. So
It's okay.
Over
all right.
to Mas Rizal. Any opinion?
Hmm.
Mas Rizal? Hello?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have I don't have something to say about this, Aldo.
Okay.
But yeah, don't have opinion right now.
Okay. Over to Mas Gani. Do you have any opinion?
Yeah, me too. I don't have any idea either, because
Okay.
since you were scrolling down the property partner emails and the strikingly form, it's hard to track the partnership inquiry. So I don't have any idea so far.
Okay. I do have some small ideas. So how about like in every campaign we have like different type of message for the form, so we can separate it by that. So maybe like from the strikingly, the form is like the form is different from the Facebook post. Is the messaging is different for people to message us. If it makes sense,
Oh,
does it make
this
sense?
is like
Um,
the
what do you
channel.
mean by messaging? Like,
Like so, I believe if we like do the CTA to WhatsApp, we can make some messaging format. So it's something like that. So when on startingly we have this format of how the message will be, and how on the Facebook this is the message that will be. Is that possible?
I'm still actually confused, but I can just ask you further later if that's. I mean, yeah. um, oof. Yeah, I don't fully understand. Sorry.
Okay, I mean like so for the form itself, it's different at every each campaign.
Hmm.
So we can track from that form. So for example, like striking reform is should be 2 questions. For the Facebook post, is should be like uh, 2 questions too, but different formatting of the message.
Mm, oh, so you're also asking the user where
Yeah.
they from as well? Oh, okay, okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense
Okay.
actually. All right, thank you. Let me make this.
I think we already gathered the ideas there. Maybe from Owen, do you have any opinion?
Um, I think that one can be like, each one have a question, and also like maybe if you want really make it different, like each message that you send out, like for example, Facebook going use like to Messenger or like WhatsApp. That's only the only way that you can differentiate it. So, for example, like on Facebook, okay, well, contact me on Messenger. But I don't know, like if you want to gather like all scattered around, but if you want to differentiate it, that's I think that's uh, you can do it by different what you call go to Messenger or WhatsApp or email. Hey, please contact me on this. For example, like for LinkedIn, this is the for example A is the messaging. If you have any question, contact me on this email,
I
and
see.
then yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of. But I don't know, like the backhand want to like collect the things scattered around.
Okay.
Yeah, like pros and cons in there.
Okay. Thank you, Mo. So Tara, do you have any like final conclusion of what you want to do with this?
Well, essentially, it's about the way we ask. Well, I don't think we have been asking users where they have been coming from on the landing page. So, by using like the messaging, like you said, it should be hopefully it should be able to work. I mean, we'll make it like obligatory for them, I think, to like answer. We should put like a those red stars that make it like necessary to answer maybe, and then they'll just like say where they came from, something like that. Okay, thank you for all your suggestions, though. Yeah, I was a bit confused with this. So thanks.
Okay, thank you, Tara, for the discussion. I think we already covered it all, and we also over time a bit, 6 minutes. So I think that's all for the Scrum today. Thank you for coming and have a nice